Oh, hello there. Hi. I'm doing something different today for today's video. I'm gonna be doing well, this is an experimental video. It's an idea I thought up of when I was just browsing Twitter and I stumbled upon a build, and I nearly vomited. uh, okay, maybe I didn't vomit, but I was basically flabbergasted as to like how this was like getting passed around as like, oh, this build is like the greatest build I've ever seen. It was like, what? And it's like, and it made me realize that there's a lot of people out there that have like a lot of misconceptions when it comes to build crafting in Monster Hunter Rise and in just Monster Hunter in general, and in just in like lots of different games in general. And I have a long background when it comes to just build crafting in so many loot and shoot games, so many like dungeon crawling games. It's like kind of like my expertise. And so basically what this video series is potentially going to be, I'm calling it Trash to Treasure. So now I'm not necessarily saying that all of these builds that I'll be showcasing are trash, but they're definitely not the way I would personally going about making a build. And they are, I don't like talking about math or bring up math, but they are mathematically not the right way you would go about trying to achieve your goal. You know, when making a build, you wanna figure out your goals, and then figure out the best way to reach those goals. You know, pretty simple, right? And so let's let's just look at the build. I saw this on Twitter. And I saw like, why does this build have so many like likes and stuff? And I was like looking at it, and it's a Teostra Blast build, for Switch X. And the first thing that that I noticed was this is like a build that's supposed to be showcasing like how amazing Blast is and like the most powerful Blast build out there. First thing I noticed is it doesn't even have 3 Blast, so you're not getting max build up. It doesn't have 3 crit boost. It doesn't have any weakness exploit. It has 7 attack for just some reason, and so now you're beginning to like realize why I was like nearly vomited. I didn't vomit, but I held it in. But I was just flabbergasted at like the comments and stuff, and it's like, okay, it's like a build is a build and stuff, you know. But I wanna put the information out there to show people like how to properly optimize a build, you know. So when given like the options to make something, like like if the goal of your build is to put out the most blast and do mega big boom boom DPS, you know, there are ways to go about it. And like right off the bat, like not having 3 blasts is like really confusing. It's like, what? It's like, I thought this was to make a boom boom blast build, you know? I thought that's what it was. So that's what I thought it was gonna be. And uh I have nothing against the streamer whatsoever. I don't know much about the streamer, honestly. Um but there's like a lot of misconceptions that I want to go over when it comes to build crafting. That I see a lot of people like fall into. And first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna replicate the build. We're gonna replicate the build really fast. And then I'm gonna show you how I would improve it. So let's do that. Okay. First, we got our best in stock helmet, Teostra, obviously. Teostra helmet. Best in slot for blast is the jelly chest piece. It has 2 blasts and a 2 slot. Although for some reason there isn't a 3rd blast, for whatever reason. An interesting thing about the Teostra Switch Axe is, by the way, is that it has elemental file on it, and this is a status status Switch Axe. So I feel like something might have just gotten lost in translation. So I'm pretty sure that it works for status. It's probably a translation thing. There's a lot of that stuff in this game. Up next is it's gonna be Teostra hands. So you pretty much I don't know what the rest of this build is going to be based off what a blast build would look like. Teostra hands, Teostra coil for your Teostra set bonus skill. Which is, by the way, can I not see the skill? Teostra's blessing? Why can I not see the skill? Oh, I gotta click it and then there. That doesn't tell me anything. Yeah, blast build up, yeah. You only need 2 levels, okay. And this is everyone's favorite ingot boots. Because we're putting attack on this build. And he has 3 rapid morph, so that's all in the charm. I think I have a... Let's see. He's not using weakness experts, so we're not using this. We'll go with this one. We'll just slot in. Okay, let's slot in our decos. So the goal is to get 7 crit eye. Okay, we already have that. Now we're getting 7 attack. We're literally slotting in 5 attack decks is what it looks like. I would not recommend this, by the way. I would not. Do not try this at home. I know it looks nice on paper, but I assure you, it is not very efficient if you're actually looking to do most DPS. And I can show you. I can show you why after this. 3 up north. Okay. Let's see. I'm guessing the part breaker is on the talisman. Is it? Oh yeah. It's a nice talisman. I have a talisman like this, but for it has Slugger and Stamina Thief, I think. 2 slot. Okay, so we got down to basics. The part breaker is whatever. It's not that important. Speed sharpen, obviously speed sharpen in the 1 slots, because the Teostra switch axe, the Teostra weapons. I'm gonna make a video talking about these weapons, about Teostra Camelios, and Kashella. But this has 10 hits of blue sharpness, so this is not gonna. Okay, so let's do some. Okay, that's 380. Remember these numbers, by the way. 380. 439. We are sitting on 40% base crit, by the way. Oops. 380, 439. I usually have like a sample size of 20. 56. I actually don't have a blast proc. We probably would have it if we had a 3rd blast. 426. Okay. And no blast procs. Should be noted that level 3 blast doubles your blast build up. If you're making a blast build, like the #1 thing, if like this, like forego affinity, forego crit boost, the #1 thing you need to remember for a blast build is 3 blast. Because the difference between level 2 and level 3 is 100%. So you want level 3 blast. Okay. So now that we've seen this, this is how I would make it. Now I've made a switch axe, or I've made a blast build before. I put out a video on how you would make a blast build. We could just use the template for this. We could just use this template. Just switch out a few things. So we use my last template I was using for SNS. This thing looks really cool. Also, sword shield is really good for proccing blast. So we'll just use that template to speed things up. Okay. Okay, we need to get that charm talisman. We're gonna use my weakness exploit rapid morph one though, because actually it wouldn't make a difference. I'm gonna think about it. Because would it make a difference? Wait, hold on. Number one, where's that talisman? Number one. Here it is. It wouldn't make a difference, so, if you have 2 rapid morph and 2 slots, it's the same as 2 rapid morph and a weakness exploit in 2 slots, so. If anything, actually, if anything, you know what? Get myself some free meal. Because that talisman had 2 free meal. Why not? Save myself some, potions here and there. Save myself some potions. Yeah, I'll do this. So, okay. So, we'll get our 3 rapid morph. This exploit. This exploit. This exploit. One more crit boost. Oh wait, where's our blast? Blast. One more crit boost. And we have a leftover slot here. There's really nothing else we can put. You know what I would put? Because Teostra has just the worst sharpness. It has 10 hits. Let's just put a level of handicraft. Give us 10 more hits. It's not going to last very long anyway, but at least it's twice as many blue sharpness hits. The difference between green and blue sharpness is 20% attack, so we're going to talk about these builds later on as to the problem with these new weapons and stuff in another video. Okay, so this would be my recommended version of the build. What you want to prioritize when you're trying to do damage is in this order. Affinity, crit boost, and yeah, and that's basically it. Affinity and crit boost. If you're just trying to do as much damage as you possibly can, get as close to 100% as affinity as possible, and get 3 crit boost. So whether it be a combination of crit eye and weakness exploit, or crit eye and max smite, weakness exploit and max smite, the point is to get to as close to 100% as possible. With this, we have 90% on weak points, which is pretty good. You should always be aiming for weak points. And that will always, and I mean always, out DPS something with 7 attack and barely any affinity. Not to mention not even having 3 crit boosts. Okay, so I hope you remember those numbers from earlier. Because I don't. Okay, so my version of the build here. 42. Consistency. Oh, I didn't let it reset. Oh, we also got a blast proc there. As you can see, there are some benefits. You know, you're not like jumping around between 380s and low 340s. You're hitting for a consistent amount. That's the beauty of Affinity. Now, when it comes to something like Tigrex weapons, even though Tigrex weapons have negative Affinity on them, because they have white sharpness and like really high just raw attack, you will get you won't get consistent numbers, but they will average out to something that is higher than most weapons, including Nargigas. So even though you lack the consistency, the average of all those attacks will add up higher. So as long as you can maintain that white sharpness, Tigrex weapons are typically good to go. Aesthetically, I hate the way they look, so yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. Again, no offense to the person who made the build. I figured I could use it as a way to workshop how to build craft and what you should avoid, and what you should aim for. So I understand that like nobody's perfect. You know, we all got to start somewhere, but it's best to not spread like just blatantly just like iffy things, you know? And so when I see something like this like really popular on my Twitter feed, I'm going to be like, "Actually, I hate being that guy, but they call me Build Senpai." So, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, sub, whatever. But most of all, follow me on Twitch, please. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next vid. Bye bye.